you said that Oh Love was written 1.5 years ago.
Mm.
So what did you do actually after you finished recording Chasing of the Seasons and Oh Love, the writing of Oh Love?
Touring a lot.
Did you write songs?
No, not for a while. I was touring. I was touring Change the Seasons for 2 years, I think. So all over the world. Well, at least America and Europe.
But then you don't write songs.
I don't do that. I write some lyrics, but I don't write songs. I need to. It's an introvert and extrovert dilemma, because when I write, I'm very introvert. I need to be introvert. I need to be in my own little thing. And when I tour, I have to be extrovert because I'm on stage and I go out. So it's two different ways, two different modes for me that is hard for me to combine.
Okay.
So I need to be in my studio space when I write, or at home, or of course if I had a week off in a hotel room, I would probably be able to do it. But I can't combine the two roles. I don't know why, but I can't. So.
You were saying the first song the first song was Ola, but it's you and your guitar, and then you wrote Worship.
Recorded.
I mean recorded. That's actually maybe then the first song that has the new style. Can you describe was that song immediately recorded as we know it on the album, or did it go through a lot of phases for you?
No, it was actually exactly the way it was recorded. The thing is, with this recording that was special for me, I don't know if it's special in the recording world, but for me it was a new experience, is that Tobias, the producer, he actually tweaked the sounds before we recorded it. So my voice had all these delays and all these reverbs and everything even before we put on rec. So we couldn't go back afterwards. So we kind of created each sound in the recording process. So when we had our listening monitors were sounding like a new world. So it was very inspiring for us. We could really hear how it's going to sound in the end, which was new for me because I've usually just recorded as clean sounds with a little bit of reverb on it.
Yeah.
And that was very good for me. It made me very kind of got feedback on what you were doing. And also for the musicians, they could hear those big rooms that they were put in. So we could see each other and just go, this sounds good, you know. And so Worship was pretty much as it is. Of course, I think we probably played it a few times first and then.
There's a quote that you said that sums up the way you worked on this album. I focused on writing an excellent text and a strong melody, and the rest had to come in a studio. Mm-hmm. When did you decide to work this way?
Before I went into the writing process in December, just like 3 months before the studio, I was going in to write the rest of the album. I think I had 3 songs, and I wanted to do at least 10 more, so I had songs for the album. And I didn't want it to feel like, I wanted it to be as intuitive as possible. So I knew that if I was going to be intuitive, I had to take away the obstacles that are very intellectual. So I decided that I wouldn't spend so much time on sitting with guitar arrangements, I just wanted, because the most intuitive thing I do is sing. So I just decided I could just find harmonies and strum the guitar, which I never usually did before. Strum or play the piano, and just kind of let the voice be the leader of the vocals and the melodies and the lyrics. And I had quite a few lyric sketches lying around, so I could just pick up some words here and there. And that helped me a lot. It made it a different process, and it made it quite quick, actually. Especially since I had lyrics lying around, which is also something that takes time. Because the actual composing of the melodies is something that happens quite quickly for me. It's something that, I don't know why, but I think that because the voice for me is a very free instrument. So
but then you went in with only, your melody, and how did it work then?
Well, not really. I went in the studio and I played the song, and then we said, well, maybe you should, let's let the organ do the bass and some of the songs, of course, it's played like I wrote it, but a bit better, like the pianist plays undertow and one. It's my arrangements on the piano, but he plays it as a pianist. and I was a bit more stiff. So I gave it to him to do it a bit more alive than I would do.